Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Beanie, and welcome back to another video. Guys, today we are going to be going through my picks for the best special edition diamonds that they have released, or that they are going to be releasing when MLB The Show 19 drops. So, the only problem is that the last 10 that they released, and I'm so fucking pissed about this, the last 10 that they released, they didn't give out the ratings for them. So I'm like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? So what I did is I just took them out of the equation. I said, you know what? I like, they might be amazing. I don't know. And we'll see on opening day, whenever we get the game in our hands. If you want to get them, I'll leave that judgment up to you. But I don't feel comfortable saying, just based on their overall, whether or not the card is going to be good. So I'm not going to say anything about them, but I do have 11 cards, and I'm going to rank them from 1st to 11th of cards that I think that you should be looking at to buy whenever you get your special edition of MLB The Show 19. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to be getting into that right now. Okay, number 11 is the Jackie Robinson, and I'll just go ahead and tell you guys that 11 through 8 are all of my maybes. Like, I'm not 100% sold on any of the cards from the rankings 11 to 8, but I'm in the maybe camp because I can see some scenarios where you may want to take this card, like if, you know, you really think that second base is important. And I'm not even sure if this Jackie Robinson has a secondary at second base or not, but I'm just saying, like, you might want to take a lesser card to fill a position of need rather than take a good card at a position that might not be a need for you. So I can see some weird scenarios like that. Or, you know, maybe you just want a card that is going to play more into the contact meta of next year. But this card isn't terrible. This card is really good against lefties. I mean, that's 110, 71 contact and power, great vision. The only thing I'm really reluctant about with this card is that power versus righties. I think that that's the most important attribute in the game, power versus righties. And it scares me. I know that the meta is saying that it's going to be going towards contact this year, but I've got to get it in my hands before I'm going to feel that. So I'm going to keep this card at 11th, and let's move on. Okay, next up at number 10, we got the Buster Posey, and once again, this is a maybe card because he plays catcher, and he's really not that great of a hitter, especially against righties. I'm really scared of that power versus righties. I don't like the 60. I wish if it were a 70, I'd be all over this card, but the 60 does kind of scare me. But this card is a catcher, and it's going to be pretty tough to find a catcher as good as this early on in the game. The only card that I can think of that's really been better is that Diamond Joe Torre that we saw during the developer tournament stream. That was a really sexy card, by the way. I made a video, not about it, but I talked about it in another video earlier this week. But this Buster Posey looks like a really solid card. So if you're looking to fill a hole at catcher, I think the two cards that they came out with as special edition diamonds were the Jason Kendall and the Buster Posey. I would definitely go with the Posey over the Kendall. That Kendall, that's a dump card. I don't want anything to do with that card. But the Posey, I think I could fuck with it, you know? Coming in at number 9, we have the Frank Thomas, and a lot of you may be looking at me like, why is this dude ranked so low? He has amazing hitting stats for a special edition diamond. Only reason I got this dude ranked so low is because he's a first baseman, and in my opinion, first base is super easy to fill. This is not going to be a card that I'm going to be buying just because I know that I can get a silver first baseman early on in the year for that hits, you know, almost as good as this for really cheap. I'm not worried about it at all. So I'm going to pass on this guy, but I could see some people that just want a really big bat in their lineup. They don't care about defense. They don't care, you know, about filling a need or whatever, and they just go with the big bat, or they're just a big fan of Frank Thomas, which I can understand as well. So yeah, I mean, if that's what you want, go for it. I think that this is a solid enough card to justify it. So yeah, he comes in at number 9, I think. Isn't that right? Yeah, number 9. I'm smart. I honestly can't believe I'm putting Ted Williams in any kind of maybe camp. I mean, honestly, we're talking about Ted Williams here. He is not a maybe. He is a definitely every single time you get this card. But seriously, the way they made this card, I have to put him in the maybe camp. He doesn't have that much power versus righties. He's terrible defensively. He has reverse splits, kind of. I mean, he has more power versus lefties. He does have good vision. He has good contact versus righties, but he's really slow. He doesn't play good. No Ted Williams card is going to play good defense. The reason you get a Ted Williams card is for the big bat, and this guy just has an okay bat. It's not great, so I'm not that pumped about this card. There are a lot of other cards. Well, I mean, I guess there are 7 other cards that I would rather have more than this Ted Williams. So yeah, he's a total maybe. He's not a lock for me. I'm not going to go outside of the special edition to buy him off the market. I'm not going to do that. It's just not that cool of a card to me. I don't know what they were thinking. If they would have bumped that power versus righties up to like 80 and then left everything else the same, I would have been all over this card. But with 68 power versus righties, I'm not going to fuck with this card. It's not me. It's not my kind of card. Let's just say that. Okay, now we're starting to get into the cards that I think could really are really worth considering taking. And remember, guys, this doesn't include the last 10 that they released, so I'm not going to be talking about Torrey Hunter, Nolan Ryan, any of those guys. We're going to have to wait until game day to see what those guys look like. Maybe I might really end up liking that Ricky Henderson, man. I mean, God, what a freaking player. Hopefully that card is pretty cool, because I seriously might end up getting that instead of any of these. But from the ones that we know about, these 7 are the ones that I think you should really kind of lock in on. The number 7 is Tom Seaver. He's got very solid per 9s, 88, 81. He's got amazing stuff. Or no, not amazing stuff. I don't want to be hyperbolic. He's got good stuff. 80 velocity with 86 break. He's got solid command, I think better command than most of the pitchers in the special edition diamond list. And from what I know of Tom Seaver, going all the way back to 15, the few things that he has always had is he's had amazing pitch selection, and he has great speed differentials between his fastball, his changeup, his slider, his curveball. He can really mix speeds really well. I've always liked this card, so maybe I'm blowing it up a little beyond what his raw attributes say, but I just know how Tom Seaver plays, and it's a card that I've always kind of liked. So I'm going to stick him right in at number 7, and I'm going to say that he is a little bit beyond a maybe. He is a you should take this card seriously kind of guy. Similarly, we have the Roy Oswalt, and a lot of people are talking about this like that it might be their favorite, and I can see why. This card is pretty nice. Unbelievable stuff. 90 velo, 89 break. That's great stuff for this early in the game, just giving you a card for free. You're not going to find much better than that at a really early stage in the game cycle. It's really good. He's also got amazing K per 9. He's got okay hit per 9. The hit per 9 is the one thing that kind of drags him back just a little bit down to reality. Oh, and actually I was wrong about the Tom Seaver and the walk per 9, because this Roy Oswalt's walk per 9 blows his out of the water. He's going to have a lot more control over his pitches. And another thing is we have seen this card's pitch selection, and it's really good. He has a 4-seam, a sinker, I think a slider, a 12-6, and a changeup. I think that's what he has. And he has a huge speed differential between his 4-seam and sinker and that 12-6 curveball. He throws that 12-6 curveball at like 70 miles per hour, really slow, big loopy curveball. So that's something to consider. I mean, that's another guy that can really mix speeds and is maybe a little more accurate than the Tom Seaver, so he comes in just a little ahead of him at number 6. Okay, now we're getting into holy shit, I can't believe they're giving this card away for free mode. This Floyd is freaking sick. I almost want to put him in the top 3, but I felt like I kind of needed to have a good mix of pitching and hitting and blah, 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 blah. So I put this guy at number 5, but honestly, he could be the number 1 card. If you want to take this card and he's your favorite out of all of them, I will hold nothing against you, because this card is freaking dope, man. He's got 90 plus contact versus both sides, mid 70s power versus both sides, vision, 75 vision. I mean, that is freaking legit. He's not terrible defensively. I mean, he's not great, but he's not terrible, and he's got okay speed, 65, 61. That's pretty good this early on. I mean, this card is the total package, really. I mean, he's not terrible at anything, and he's got amazing hitting. That's for a diamond this early in the game. That's about all you can ask for. So yeah, I'm gonna seriously consider picking this card up as my one free card that I get. But even if I don't, I'm probably gonna be getting this card off the market, because it is really, really sexy. I like it, especially for an early game card. Wow. At number 4, we have the Bob Feller. Behold, the Bob Feller. Amazing K-per-9, like unreal K-per-9. 112 this early on. They're giving this card away for free, guys. Keep that in mind. My God. And then he has the 86 hit per 9 to go along with it. He throws absolute gas. What's his velo? 98 velo, my God, with 83 break. Probably the only thing that this card isn't going to have is a changeup. That would have really knocked this card like way down. I probably wouldn't even have had this card on the list in MLB 17 because changeups are so important. But this past year, they really weren't. And until I see that they are again in MLB 19, I'm not gonna dock this card too much for probably not having one. I'm not even 100% that he doesn't have one. I'm just saying that he probably doesn't, because usually the low diamond Bob Fellers, they don't have changeups. That's just what it is. What it is. That's the way that SDS decides to roll with that card. So yeah, he comes in at number 4, and he is actually not the number 1 pitcher on this list, though. He's about to come up right now. And it is the 88 overall Kerry Wood. The 88 overall Kerry Wood, man. Just like the Feller, he's got phenomenal K per 9, stunning hit per 9, fantastic stuff, and you know, just great break, great velocity. You know, the only thing that you could maybe knock this card for from a raw attribute standpoint is the low walk per 9, but I'm not that bothered by that. I use pure analog, so it doesn't really affect me all that much, even though they keep saying every year. Ramon always talks up how control is going to be like, oh, it's a big deal this year. I'm telling you, you're never going to be able to control the ball this year if you don't have good walk or control. You know, or walk per 9 or whatever. You're going to be throwing the ball everywhere. You're going to be hitting batters left and right. And then I just get on pure analog and I'm like, okay, I'm painting corners like it's nothing. I think he's talking mostly about like meter and pulse pitching, because on analog, I've never felt out of control with that interface. But anyways, back to Kerry Wood. Another knock that I could see on Kerry Wood is his pitch selection. He only has a 4-seam, 2-seam, I think. It might be 4-seam sinker. And then I think a sweeping curve and a changeup. That's going to be kind of tough to deal with, because the sweeping curve can be kind of tough to control, especially to lefties. So against lefties, he might end up being more of just a 4-seam changeup kind of guy. And then against righties, he's probably going to be more 4-seam sweeping curve. And you're just going to have to really try to locate that sweeping curve. So there are issues with this card, but just the raw hit and K per 9 to go along with the great stuff and the blazing fastball, I think you have to put him at least in your top 5 of the special edition diamonds. I just put him at number 3. You can make an argument for Oswalt or Feller, or even Seaver, but I decided to go with Kerry Wood, and if I pick a pitcher, it's probably going to end up being him. Coming in at number 2, it breaks my heart to say I want this card to be number 1 so bad. I tried to fudge everything to make this card number 1, but I just couldn't get around who the number 1 guy is. I mean, he's just too good. But at number 2, we have the Chipper Jones. And I know this guy isn't a 5-tool. He's less of a 5-tool than that Cliff Floyd was. And there are some things to knock on this card. You know, he doesn't hit lefties for a lot of power. He doesn't play great defense. He's not that fast. I get it. But he's a switch hitter at a premium position. Well, a semi-premium position. It's not like second base or catcher, but third base, sometimes it can be tough to find affordable third baseman that can really help your team, especially early on in the year. And I said he's a switch hitter. He has amazing contact, and he has really solid power against righties. And I think that that's way more important than power versus lefties. He also has 86 vision. So you're going to be dealing with a huge PCI and solid power against righties. And then, you know, not unrespectable power versus lefties. I don't know what word I'm trying to use there. But, you know, decent versus lefties, great versus righties. is basically what you're going to be getting, and he's a switch hitter, so you're always going to have, you know, the platoon advantage. So yeah, this Chipper Jones is great. I just don't think he's the #1 card, and that's because the #1 card is so surprising to me, based just on name recognition alone, that it's just funny to me that he's my #1 guy, but he is going to be a beast this year, I'm telling you. And that is the Steve Finley card. Here, I'll let you, I'll move out of the way so you can see the attributes for a minute. You see that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, his attributes are, I mean, this is true 5-tool guy. Okay. 75-70 contact, pretty good, not terrible. 80 plus power, 87 power, 81 vision, so your PCI is going to be fine. It's going to be definitely big enough. He's a lefty, so that's a plus for me. Sometimes it's tough to find lefty hitters. He's got really solid fielding. He's going to be fine out there in the outfield. He's got a solid arm, too. Not a great arm, but a solid arm. And then he's got solid speed, 66 speed. That's perfectly fine. This card is so legit for a card that they're just giving away for free. Like, if you would have showed me this card before the year, especially based off the battle royale flawless rewards that they are giving away, like, in my opinion, this card is not that far off of some of those battle royale flawless rewards. He's right up there with them. This card is sick for a pre-release diamond. Like I said, I've still got to see Ricky Henderson. I've still got to see Torrey Hunter. That Torrey Hunter has a chance. From that year, he had 20 plus steals, 20 plus homers. In that particular year, I think he hit over 300 too. And you know, Torrey Hunter had amazing defense, so maybe he's going to be the play. Nolan Ryan, obviously going to be amazing. So there are other cards out there that could be better than this one, but man, right now, from the ones that we know about, or at least that I know about, this card is the play. So yeah, guys, if you want my opinion on which cards to pick up from your special edition thing that you buy, special edition, what the fuck? Why can't I talk this morning? From your special edition MLB The Show cartridge or digital package that you buy, so I can be super specific. If you want my advice on that, this, in my opinion, is probably the best card that they're going to come out with for that. And if you pick up this card, and then, you know, maybe you can buy the other ones off the marketplace. So yeah, that is my ranking of the top 11 special edition diamonds. Guys, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you're new, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if you have a friend, tell them about me and tell them to call me, because I don't have any friends. If you know any women that like odd looking men that look like me, also give them my number, because I need love. And if you know of any plumbers, give them my number too, because I'm having trouble with my toilet. Is there anything else? I think that's it. Okay, guys, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. No, wait. I'm not going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to see you later today, right? Because I'm releasing my intermediate. No, you know what? Guys, I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow, the intermediate zone hitting tutorial. Yeah, I'm going to save that for tomorrow. This is going to come out today. And then the advanced tutorial is going to come out the day after that. And then we should be ready for MLB The Show 19. So yeah, I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. But until then, peace.